Hello everyone, hi, how are you doing? Hope you're all very well. Yeah, welcome to the live stream coming to you underneath the flight path from RAF Northolt to central London, and in consequence very very busy. So if you hear a lot of helicopter activity over the house, I haven't done anything wrong. It is the RAF and the US Air Force or US Marines practicing taking Joe Biden from Heathrow to central London when he arrives next week. So, hope you're all doing very well. As you can see, I have the possibly the longest build I've done in my entire life. The TIE Fighter, still here. Let's say hi to everyone. Hi, Crazy Loacher, of course. Hello, my dear fellow. How are you? Hope things are all very nice in America. Mark, hi. Duke Wellington, g'day, fella. 5 in the morning there. That's a hell of an effort. Well done. You're welcome. Nick, how are you? I hope you enjoyed the build today. I did. Ish. No, I did actually. It's a really cool build. It's a really cool plane. Chris, Jake, yeah. Hi guys. Hi everyone, all of you. You're very welcome. So, Richard, if you do a build from 1975, does that count group build? Well, the whole idea is it's 50 years back, so 1973. But do check on ScaleMates if the kit's from 1975. Just double check it wasn't actually from an earlier moulding that was then re-released in 1975. But do check it out. Ideally, it should be 1973 or before. Nice and 97, so that's what, 37 degrees. Yeah, that's warm. That's warm. Don't know how you managed to deal with it. Hi Gary, from John Potts. Hello. Hi Sam, Richard, Ryan, Andy. How you doing, fella? Wonderful. So, I'm going to be building this thing. If you've got any questions, shout them out. Oh, it's a Revel B17. Richard. Do you know what? You can still build it. I'm not going to stop you building it, but yeah, the idea was 1973 or earlier. It could, because it's 50 years. That's the whole point. It's 50 years. But you know, you can get an honourable mention if you make a lovely job of it. Do I have a post office box for sending you a mystery kit from Portland 182? No, I don't have a post office box. However, if you go onto my homepage on YouTube and go to the bits where it's got community tab and all that stuff, at the end there's something called About. Under that you get my email address. Email me and I will send you my postal address. It's very kind of you to offer. Crazy Loacher, what a lovely guy, gifting all these memberships. Just a quick recap. With the memberships, you get access normally every Saturday, occasionally on a Sunday if things are going a bit crazy, but normally on a Saturday, I do like a 15, 20, sometimes 25-minute ramble, chat, update. I let you know what I'm up to. Like the guys who are currently members will know what my plans are for July, probably actually for early August as well. They'll know a few other things have been going on, things I'm doing in the background. And also just sort of general things about the way the channel's going and what I'm planning to do, things like that. It's a bit more personal as well, really, in a way. I am looking into actually doing it as a two-way chat in future. I just need to get myself the right software, really, don't I? There's one that loads of guys use. Get myself that up and running, and then I can actually do this, but in a form where you can chat back rather than just sending messages, which will be cool. But that will be for my channel members, essentially. Ryan just finished the Airfix Bugatti Chiron. I've got one of those up there somewhere. I keep meaning to build it. It looks like a really lovely little kit, to be honest with you. It looks like a really nice kit. It would be really cool, actually, to practice getting really nice gloss finishes on things. That'd be really cool. Okay, let's... Oh, Dear me, I'm trying to keep up. Yeah, Q8, very good. Very, very good, yes. Very funny. We could use the album on Scalemates to post photos. Yeah, you can. If you're a member on Scalemates, I am. By all means, post things on there. That'd be really cool. 148th Blenheim from Airfix. Goodness, that must be old. I didn't even know they'd done one. Hi Simon, absolutely no problem. I like the idea you come in from work and go straight onto the live stream. Good man, that's what I like to see. 1954, Nick. Goodness, no. Is that something by Frog or something like that? That's going to be an old kit, really old kit. So I'm doing the 1/600th HMS Devonshire, which involves photo etch, and you know how much I love photo etch. Hey Ferry, how you doing, fella? And it's a lot of resin accessories as well, and you know I really like resin. And on top of all of that, I'm going to do a sea diorama for the first time. I've never made a sea diorama. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about them, and that could be quite fun to do. My first sea diorama, my first proper ship. Not my first lot of photo etch, but it's a lot of photo etch and a lot of bits and pieces. Yeah, so that could be quite fun. Hey John, oh, you're getting a lot of helicopters to and from Stansted. Interesting. Jake T55 in 1/32, nice. And not a frog kit. Okay, Nick. As with everything with you, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait and see. And you're going to surprise me with something really weird and interesting and fun, which is the whole point. Hey Phil, how you doing? So I better make a start on this because I always get distracted. Do you notice how much I get distracted? Beer of the day today is Sainsbury's Taste the Difference India Pale Ale. It's actually brewed by Marston's at Burton upon Trent, but it's very pleasant, very tasty actually. And it is. Oh, it's just the 5.9%. We have here, when is it, a week on Saturday, I think it is, we have the Ealing Beer Festival. I shall be attending, so that's going to be fun. I really don't like photo etch very much, Adam. I have to say, I really don't like it that much. I have used it, and if you use it carefully and properly, it's really cool. And I've done a few bits and pieces that it's worked really nicely and it's been very effective. But there's other bits and I've just gone, oh, why am I doing this? So hopefully it'll be the former rather than the latter. Will I see Air Force One when it flies over? I don't know if I'll see Air Force One when it flies. It won't fly over us directly. If Heathrow's doing their normal thing, then we can see the aircraft flying into 27 right quite clearly. So that'll be that. Then we'll see the helicopters, no doubt, because there's dedicated routes out of Heathrow into London for helicopters. We'll see those, no doubt. But yeah, we'll see how we go. If I do, I'll try and photograph it. I did take a couple of snaps of them practicing earlier, but yeah. The weirdometer is one of my favourite parts as well, Locha. Whenever I find something, I love weird. I love weird stuff like the kit I did today that Nick sent me. I love odd things, and there are some seriously odd things coming out. Some of the Japanese series are like, whoa, why would you model that? That's a bit weird. And then there's all the old movie tie-in monsters and stuff. I love all of that. Anyway, Whitstable Bay is indeed a very nice drop as well, Simon. Thank you for that. Chris, about my decision to start using green screen. Yeah, I just thought the workshop looked a bit tatty, frankly. And what the green screen allows me to do, and what I really, my dear late mother would have told you, if there's one thing in the world I can do, it's stand up in front of people, dress smartly and show off. I used to do that at conferences all the time. I've always been really comfortable doing presentations and things like that, you know, be it to, you know, 6 people in a marketing meeting, or to 600 people at a UN conference, which I have done. I just feel really comfortable doing it. But I'm most comfortable when I can stand up and my body gets a bit more animated and my mind gets a bit more active. I just felt that sitting down with the workshop behind me was just a bit wooden, if you know what I mean. And the first few intros I've filmed on the green screen, I was kind of perched on a stool because of where the green screen would go. But then I found a way of holding the green screen higher up so I could actually stand up. And I shot stuff using that, and that was so much better. That was just so much nicer. And I just felt it, I really enjoyed it. You also can put different backgrounds in. I'm going back down to the Fleet Aero Museum later on in the month, and I'll be taking loads of pictures, obviously. And I'll be maybe choose a few different things. You know, I could do, you know, Christmas specials and things like that. There's all sorts of things you can do with it that's fun, and it's just a technology I really like doing. It's easier also doing that to then bung in, say up here, to put in an insert of something, as I think you may have seen. So I hope you still like it. I hope you like the new look. I hope you like new thumbnails. I spent a lot of time doing watching a lot of YouTube videos from a guy called Roberto Scott in America, and it's quite a revelation, the way he thinks about things and doing it. And one of the things was changing the thumbnails, and they were just beginning to look a bit samey, a bit stale, so I just thought I'd jazz them a little bit, and I've got a few other ways of doing it that look good, I hope. So yeah, I hope you like it. I mean, if you do, let me know. If you don't, let me know. If there's anything else you'd think I should maybe look into doing, please let me know. I really want feedback from you guys, because at the end of the day, I can make videos and chuck them up and think that's it, gone. But I would kind of like to think that people are enjoying my videos, and that's a bit sort of the vanity side of it is, I hope people enjoy watching it, and the other side of it is, if people do enjoy it and they watch it and you've got something quite eye-catching, then more people watch it and the business grows, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, Chris, I'm trying to get used to it as well, man. really, really am. It's I'm an old dog learning some new tricks, let me tell you, but it's fun. It's fun. I think there could be a lot of creative fun in the future with it to be had, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, so someone just said that we're going to be in Greenford tomorrow. Making model making haggis down in Greenford tomorrow. I hope for a nice reason. There are nice parts of Greenford, really. There are some pretty dodgy ones, but there are some lovely parts of Greenford as well. Hope you're going to the nice part. The FX B17 comes through. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Dane, yes, the glue. The glue. I was actually using it just today and highlighting it on a video that you will see Thursday of next week's build, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you will know if you get the supporter special video. You'll know what it is. I'm really excited by it, actually, for many reasons. But I used that today and it worked perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Yes, I know. I will get used to using the phone without the cord in the kitchen. Yeah, I know. It's modern technology is just fantastic. It is mind-blowingly clever and wonderful and good. But it does take old blokes like me just take a little time getting used to it. You know, when I was growing up, when I was growing up, when I was at college, for crying out loud, when I was doing a degree. To do the background elimination would have been a whole like rotoscope process, really complex process. You'd be talking like Hollywood and big budgets to be able to do it, and now you can put a green thing behind you, and in your software just tell it that's the green that the screen is, and it goes, okay, I'll take that out then. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Ian, welcome. Hope you enjoy the live videos. There's one every month, so there we go. Chris, lightning or a meteor, both the frog kits. I'd always say a lightning. I'd always say a lightning. Just because they're beautiful, just because they're lightnings. That's all there is. Ryan, I don't yet have a Discord server. I have issues of trying to understand Discord, so I do join in with the sprue box ones, you know, the inspiration box thing. I'm a member of that, and instantly look out tomorrow. Don't let anyone else know, it's strictly between us, okay? But tomorrow is a video about the new inspiration box that's just arrived and what's inside it. It's cool. I just cannot wait to start building on that. Chris, yes, I could put videos. Also, I can put images of absolutely anything in the background, which is really cool. That's the whole point with green screen. You can just go completely bonkers and put stuff in the background. So I'll try it. I'll try it out. I'll give it a go. Absolutely give it a go. Yeah, Joe. Hi, Joe. How you doing, fella? Who's looking forward to the group build? I am. So I was just saying, I'm really looking forward to the challenge. Let's say the challenge. I think it just could be a bit of a laugh. That's all I want. Just let's have a laugh. Let's have a laugh. Try and make something out of old stuff. I think it'll be great fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It is a challenge. That's kind of the point, I guess. Really, it is a challenge. But you know, you look at vintage classics kits, and some of them are amazing. Jake, Supermarine Scimitar is a lovely aircraft. Is there any model kit of it? Okay, well, there's a frog kit of it that you might still be able to get second hand, which is pretty atrocious, I have to say. There's an extra kit one, which I think was essentially made by Sword, but they are going for like £100 now for 1/72 because they're very rare now. However, and I only found out this morning, so this is really hot off the internet, is you know, I've mentioned in the past that there's DB model kits, DPMK are doing a 1/48 scale scimitar soon. Well, apparently they are then going to downsize it to 1/72 as well. So not only will there be a brand new tool, 1/48 scimitar, and I'm definitely buying 2 of them, there will then also be a 1/72 scale, because the demand is, I mean, Airfix have seriously missed the boat on this. I can't tell you how annoyed I can be with them at times when the scimitar is an absolutely shoo-in project for them. There's plenty of markings. There's also, you know, different tail markings. You can do it with the Redbeard nuclear bomb, with bullpup missiles. They even carried sidewinders at one point, regular bombs, training bombs. You can do it as a buddy tanker, which is the 800B Naval Air Squadron one with the foaming beer tankard on the tail, which I love. There's enough to, you know, if they can do a Swift, a Supermarine Swift, they really should have done a scimitar, and they could have sold tons. As I say, it's a plane. There's some, I don't know if there's resin, but there's vac form as well. I think Dynavector or something like that did one. But to get a plastic one is really difficult. There was a guy in Spain who did a a resin 148th, and they were massively expensive, and he really didn't sell very many of them and gave up. Yeah, so these guys, DBMK, based here in the UK, if you go to Telford, you'll see the 148th. They'll have the 148th there, which will be fantastic. As I say, I can't wait for it. I'm thinking of trying to get an interview with the guy from DBMK at some point. Did agree to it, but I need to sort out the software for it. But to find out, they're also doing a 1/32 de Havilland Hornet, doing a 1/32 scale Hawker Sea Fury, and they are just starting on some sort of American fighter. They're not saying which one yet. They'll be doing. Dane, cool. I'll be going to Telford too. Last year I went to Telford for a day. I went up there with a really good mate of mine, Neil, and we spent the day there and came back and all that. And it's a long old day. And I kind of felt it was good to get the experience of it, but I kind of felt a bit rushed. So this time I'm going to be spending 2 days. So I'll go up on the Friday, stay on Friday night and Saturday night, come home on Saturday. No, go up on the Fridays, stay Friday and Saturday night. So I'm there for Saturday and Sunday of the show, then come back on the Saturday night, a bit more relaxed. Yeah, so that'd be really cool. So if you're at Telford at all, I'll be around somewhere. Maybe we'll arrange a meet-up point as well at some point. You know, that'd be cool. Yeah, Dane, if you go back through my my catalogue, back catalogue as it were, there's about 5 or 6 videos about Airfix, and we had a press day with them last year, or Creators Day, Content Creators Day with them last year, and they went through things like how they decide on kits, and then the research they do, how they do the research for the builds, and so on and so forth. And it's a really interesting day, actually. They were very open and very honest about things, and yeah, it's good. It's really good. Never feel shy about letting them know either what you think they should have. They get it all the time, but they need to know what people actually want rather than just what's going to possibly sell. Sean, thank you. That builder, yeah, it's a bonkers kit. It's a bonkers aeroplane, to say the least. It's the Zerbi Air Sedan. My goodness, I mean, just from it, just everything about it just says no. Just no. It will no. If it gets off the ground, it's coming back again fairly quickly, and it will only go in a straight line. If you're lucky, it will still go in a straight line that you want it to go in, rather than deciding to go off in a straight line of its own. Everything about its aerodynamics was a nightmare. But you know, as I mentioned to someone, oh, excellent! Thank you so much, Nick. That is so kind of you, mate. That's brilliant. Yeah, I was saying to someone as a comment. There's a guy called Richard Whitcomb, Dr. Richard Whitcomb, who's an aerodynamicist at NASA for many years, aeronautical engineer and aerodynamicist, and he had the idea of area ruling. So you know, on a supersonic aircraft, the classic examples, the F-102, it had a straight body and it could barely get through the sound barrier. And then what he decided was, well, where the wings come out, then you shrink the fuselage and get that Coke bottle shaped fuselage. He came up with that thing, then goes straight through the sound barrier, no problem. He invented something called supercritical airfoils, which are used by pretty much every airliner now, and it's a way of delaying the shockwave that forms on the upper surface of a wing when you're travelling very close to the speed of sound. We're not actually going supersonic, but when you're getting close to the speed of sound, because the air flows speeds up over the upper surface, it actually forms a shock wave, and that limits essentially how fast your wing will go. And he managed to figure out how to delay that so you can go a bit faster. The 747, for example, was like I can't remember, 8.9 or 9.2 or something. It was like almost Mach 0.9. It was an amazing thing. He designed those, but then he also came up with this idea. You know, one of the big things about drag is the wingtip vortex. At the end of the wing, you get that spinny vortex thing. You can see it sometimes on wet days. And he figured out, well, what you could do is you put like a row of tiny little wings there, and that would split the vortex up and dissipate it, and it would get less drag. And he had loads of ways of looking at it, and one of them was like 4 or 5, like a bit like an eagle's wing, sort of spread out like an eagle's wing at the end of the time. However, one of the other ideas he had was just having a vertical small wing and maybe even a small underneath. We call them winglets now. Technically they're Whitcomb winglets. Pretty much every civil airliner, lots of gliders, the C-17, things that have to reduce their wingtip vortex as much as possible, drag, have Whitcomb winglets on it, and one of those designs was 5 little sticky out things. It wasn't the one that worked, but it gave him information towards the others. So, you know, we do laugh at these guys and their wacky ideas and designs, but you know what? We learn from every mistake. We learn from every mistake. Science, basically, is a long history of people making mistakes and learning from them. So yeah, I think it was fun to do. I have to say, fun to do. It would never have flown. The C517. Yeah, so glad they're putting that back out, because that is a lovely, lovely, lovely kit. Really nice kit. Oh, yeah, I did mine in 800 Naval Air Squadron colours, of course, because that's what it came with. The new kit doesn't have 800 NAS, there are 3 others. They're really nice colours, lovely schemes, but the kit itself is really good. Really good. If you haven't built one and you fancy a Seafire in your life, really do get one of those. It's brilliant. Of course, if you want to know how to build it, then you can look through my back catalogue and I'll show you. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Dear. I was thinking, Chris, of Yosta at Antarctic, and then changing it into something else, because it comes with floats and it comes with wheels as well, I think. So, but so it's just there's so many things. I've got so many things to do up there. But hey, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, yeah, the 48th, a 148th Lightning would be nice. It would be interesting to see what they build as Vintage Classics next year. When we were there last year, we knew. Well, I sort of saw the tool for the ferry rotor line, and I used to tease Dale about, oh, you've got to put that back, mate. You'll sell those ferry rotor lines. Sure enough, they are. Obviously, it wasn't due to me. He said the problem was they got the tooling out. They hadn't actually hidden it away by the time we turned up. So he was hoping no one would bother asking why they were there. But anyway, they had a whole load of other tools down there, which I think, you know, I wonder if they will re-release some of these, like the SRN4. Remember that big hovercraft? I actually managed to go on one of those years and years ago over to France. It was a big old beast with cars and loads of seats, and 4 massive, great big propellers and jet engine or turbine engines on it. Lovely thing. The tooling for that was there. I don't know how good that is. There's all sorts of other things. All sorts of other bits and pieces lying around. I wonder how many of those actually would make it. back into the market. I'd love a lot of these to come back. I really would. I'd love that SRN4 to come back because that is a beast. Oh, it's like that sort of size. Yeah, huge thing. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, you never know. Maybe. I'll have another little word in his ear when I see him next, whenever that may be, and say, by the way, Dale, that SRN4 you had in there, is it? I don't suppose you can fancy releasing that, do you? And he'll say, no, we're not going to do that. Anyway, oh, I've put some plastic onto some plastic. My God. Yeah, the SRN1 would be nice as well. The small one. It's like a really flat top thing, wasn't it? It was like really flat with a big thing in the middle. Yeah, that was cool. That was so cool. TSR2. Yeah, I need to ask him about the deal with the TSR2 because if you saw on Monday Matters, there's a company, Beaver Corporation, I think they're called, who are marketing a TSR2 in 1/72nd, but they're marketing it as a DC Comics Cosmic Defender something or other, but you still get the original decals as well in the box. So it would be nice if they actually, if FX still own it, to say, yeah, we'll model it, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, the sprues are us done. Okay, Marcus, excellent. If you are at Telford, please, and you see me, please do say hello. But please do say who you are, because you'll see me all the time, and just like the big blonde git with a beard, and that'll be me, and I'll be wearing the logo, no doubt. So it's easy to know who I am, but I don't know who you guys are, because almost every single one of you, I met a few of you guys last year, but you know, it's a very anonymous thing, this, sometimes. So please do come and say hello and say, hi Gary, I'm whatever your name is, and we can have a little chat. And that's pretty much right there. I'm going to be filming a few bits and pieces and whatever, and saying hi to a few people, but and also want to catch up with people and say hi, and you know, you can think that's a good time. You can let me know what you think, and maybe you've got some ideas and stuff like that. We can just, you know, go and have a coffee, go and have a beer or whatever. I'm sure we'll be doing plenty of all of that socialising stuff as well. So please, if you are up at Telford, please do come and say hi. Even if it's like, hi Gary, I'm just like the channel, got a rush, but just wanted to say hi. And go. Or stay and have a chat. Tell me what you found there that I should go and have a look at. And don't forget to buy Gary a beer at Telford too. Crazy Loacher, you read my mind, my friend. But not too many of them. Otherwise, the filming may get slightly interesting towards the end of the day. Yeah. I've glued something to something else. Woohoo! Yeah, so yeah, that'd be fun. I am really looking forward to it, actually, this year. As I say, maybe making it a bit more professional, the experience. You don't know who else is going to be. There's going to be new guys. Obviously, Outlaw Paints are going to be James Skiffins with Spruebox. We'll be hosting the Outlaw Paints thing, so that's going to be worth looking at. Something I'm kind of looking into is changing the paints. I use mainly Vallejo paints now, and they're great, they're grand, they do a job. But I've been looking at a lot of things with guys have been using lacquers and things like that, and you know, I keep thinking maybe I should be doing more of that. And A problem is, of course, lacquers have got some pretty unpleasant stuff in it. I don't want to be breathing that in, so I need to really need to make myself a paint booth, an extraction fan. So that's going to be a project for later in the year. This year's Blue Peter project will be making a paint booth with sticky back plastic and stuff, and toilet rolls, and whatever else I used to use on Blue Peter. Yeah, so that'll be something I want to do later in the year. Gary, the Telford show is around the 11th of November. It's Remembrance Weekend, so it's 11th or 12th of November. It's Saturday and Sunday at the Telford International Centre or whatever. Ryan, are Outlaw Points coming to the UK? Yes, they are. If you go to spruebox.co.uk, they are the UK distributor. They will be launching at Telford, but they're doing pre-orders as well. You get a 10% discount, I think. But if you go on their website and check them out, yes, Outlaw are very much coming to the UK. So that's. I mean, they look really nice paints. They look beautiful paints, and yeah, we'll see how we go. But that's way down the line. Yeah, but it'd be fun to make a thing like a get an old cooker hood. I know. Crazy Lotus suggested get a cooker hood, a bit of piping. That's pretty much probably all you really need, and some side things and a filter over the front, and that'd be that. Can I build the FX Victor? Possibly I can. I haven't got one, but yes, that might come down the line. I've made the Vulcan and the Valiant. I kind of feel I should make a Victor. I mean, they were just stunningly beautiful aeroplanes. I mean, so far ahead of everything else that were being built in those days. The aerodynamics were just extreme. The crescent wing, absolutely beautiful. And the only thing I think is sad is that Airfix don't do the bomber version of it, you know, which is what it started out like. They do it with the Blue Steel, and they do it as the tanker, which is how it ended its service career. Obviously, it's a very, very good tanker. But they don't do it as a pure bomber, and you know they could carry 35,000 pounds of bombs. That's 35,000 pounders. You know, the Vulcan was 21, and that's pretty impressive. 35,000 pounds of bombs. Beautiful design, the sweep of it, and such an elegant aircraft. Really beautiful. Loved it. So maybe I'll see. I've got the best part of until January at the moment up there, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, apparently I'm going to get one. Right, fine. Thank you, thank you, Nick. Oh boy. Okay, fine. Thank you very much, Nick. So yes, I will be making one. Yeah, I that's a good idea, Simon. Maybe I'll get one. That'd be really cool. Some company would produce a series of postal British experiment. Ferry Delta 1. Ferry Delta Dora wings have shown off some designs of the Ferry Delta. I think it was probably maybe the two. Hunting SR53. You can get. I've built one on the channel. Is it AZ model? They do one of those. A lot of the other ones are available as resin, as various things. Best thing to do is to go on to ScaleMates and just put in the name of the plane in ScaleMates, and you'll see them. Like the BS-188, I always thought was a beautiful thing. The stainless steel plane was a very, very beautiful thing. Certainly you can get the Avro 707s. They're available, all three types. Yeah, you can get the prototype Lightnings, the P1. There's all sorts. There's absolutely all sorts there. Of course, if you're going to Telford and you've got the time, you have to go to Cosford just down the road, because they've got shed loads of these experimentals there. They've got an SR-53. I think they've got an SC. They might have an SC-5. They've got loads of them. They've got the Prone Meteor there as well a TSR-2 and a Concorde. I think have they got a Concorde there? Can't remember if they've got a Concorde there. They've definitely got a TSR-2 there. That's the other one. One's at Duxford, the other one's at RAF Cosford, the Cosford RAF Museum, Cosford. So please, definitely, if you can spare the time when you go to Telford, make a detour to Cosford. It's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes down the road, and they've got an amazing collection of aircraft there. Oh, truly amazing. Really, really cool. Oh, really? Well, was it at Cosford? Well, that would have been easy, wouldn't it? Right. Scalemates says, Nick, it is. Scalemates is a great resource. I use it. Most of Monday Matters comes from Scalemates, and most of my research for kits from Kit of the Week is from Scalemates. You know, they don't do everything always right every time, but you know, it is what it is. You know. Okay. Nimrod, a great plane, Nimrod. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Rob, Vallejo is good stuff. I'm, you know, let's see if I can show you briefly. I've got some Vallejo paints already, as you can see. I do use them a lot. It's just I'm just trying to see if everyone keeps telling me, you know, you really need to go to these other paints and try them out. You know, I'll try them out. Let's see how we're doing. Hey Matt, how are you doing, my friend from Model Minutes? Good to see you. Thanks. Things are going great. Things are going great on your channel. I noticed you doing the boomerang the other day. It looks like you're starting to do some more videos. Excellent, guys. If you haven't, you probably all of you probably know Matt Model Minutes and his stuff. If you haven't, go to Model Minutes. Check him out. He's brilliant, properly brilliant. And he's a really good lad as well. Really nice chap. I hope to be seeing you soon, Matt. If you know what I mean. Yes, I've glued 2 parts now. Thank you. Look, see, these used to be 4. There are now 2. How about that? Yes, if the original. Now Richard, look, the 2017 reboxing of the B-17 isn't the 1962 one. Okay, that was the 2017, because I've that again made it for the channel. It didn't come out. It's actually, I can't remember what year it was. About 2011, 2012 or something like that. There was a previous B-17 from 1962, which was released and then they retooled it. So the retooled one is probably the 2017 one you've got. The previous one is the one that would be in the group build, because it's pre-73, if you see what I mean. I'm so glad to hear you're back and doing stuff, Matt. I love watching your videos. I like how you present stuff, and I like your views as well. Really, really good to see you, man. Yeah, Revel Star Wars kits. You know, they're fun. They're fine. It's just that if you talk a lot, like I do, you don't tend to do very many of them. Or you do, but you don't tend to get much of them done, if you see what I mean. Anywho. I don't know. I need to look at the instructions. I have to look at instructions. I'm not that good at this. Really am not. Okay. So I see. So that all goes in there, does it? Alrighty. Alrighty. If that's what you're saying. If that's what you're saying, that it all goes like that and goes in. I see, like that. Now we're cooking with gas, as they used to say. Actually, I didn't used to say all that often, but they did on adverts. Yeah, Richard, as I said, the original 1962 B-17 does count, and it was reboxed until the 90s, probably. Oh, thank you, Adam. Then they retooled it completely in 2016, Sam says. And so that doesn't count for the group build. The other one, the original one, definitely would count. Yeah, we could, yeah, crazy loader. That's not a bad idea. We can figure something out. I'll get hold of StreamYard and we can do a chat. We should host a chat together. Just chew the fat over stuff, and then you guys could just sort of drop in and finish chatting as well, and that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. That would be good. It goes in there, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it might be complete by then, actually, because of course I haven't even started painting it yet. But you know, life. Why rush? I'm not filming this for the channel, by the way. So you know, I've done a couple of Star Wars things for the channel. I did the Luke Skywalker thing, and I did another one of these. Yeah, fine. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool, Matt. I'm so glad you're back doing this stuff as well. That's really good. Hope work wasn't too onerous. Yeah. Yeah, Richard. It's no the FX B-17 from 1962 would be done. It's not the one that was reboxed. It wasn't reboxed in 2017. There was a brand new tooling in 2016 that was reboxed, and that wouldn't count because it's a brand new kit essentially, if you see what I mean. But if you can find one, say from from the 90s or whatever, of the that was started off life in 1962, that would be fine. That would be absolutely fine. Plenty of good things started in 1962, including me. There we go. Okay. Yeah. First Thursday of the month. This is the first Thursday of the month, dude. What are you talking about? Yeah, we could maybe we could do that. That sounds actually would be fun. We could make a proper hangout. Ha! How about that? Which December? Ha ha ha. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. I'm gonna have a beer for that. We've been going 48 minutes, so I'm gonna have a beer. Okay. So, I don't know what I'm going to do when I finish this. How am I going to paint this? I'm going to brush paint it. Should I brush paint it? Yeah, I'll brush paint it. That'll drag it out for another 3 or 4 live streams, won't it? Get that down a bit. Sorry for the noise if it gets picked up. Yeah. Making a spray booth could be quite a fun project, actually, and it could be quite a laugh for the channel to do that. We'll see how we go. Okay, that's good. And what have we got left? We've got this bit here. MRP. I've heard of MRP. There's lots of really nice paints out there. I want to try. Oh, the other ones I've been using recently, I might get some more when I'm getting some model works at New Haven on Monday. Always, you know, I like what they're doing. They're Mark Thompson, who runs Plastech, which is next door, who make the 1/24th Spitfire for Airfix. You know, it's a big thing to launch a shop in this day and age and in this commercial environment, and I think it's very brave and very good. And I just want to go down and see them, say hi and check in with them, give them a shout every now and again. They're amazing what they're doing. James at Spruebox is amazing what he's doing, and you know, I just want to give them all a bit of a shout and a help if I can. Anyway, so I'm going there on Monday just to say hi and have a nose around, and I've been using some of this AK is it Gen 3 third generation stuff recently. Brush paints really beautifully, and once you get the dilution right, it airbrushes really well. So I will get a few more of those. There's a set I might get of Japanese colours that I might get hold of because I haven't really got any Japanese colours. So I might get those and have a go with that. Right, so that's all very good. But yeah, but obviously you've got Humbrol colours and a few Rev. I was going to maybe try some Tamiya colours as well, airbrush those. I've got a couple of airbrushes to test as well, which is something I need to get done quite quickly. Another two airbrushes from Gallery, you know, the guys that did the video about recently. Got two more of their airbrushes to try out and to test and to review, which is good. I really need to get on doing that. So, and that goes in there. Right, Dane, so you're asking about how the glue is going. It's performing really well. As I say, I used it on a project earlier today, and it was excellent. Really, really excellent. And I'm really, really glad you pointed me. I think actually you sent me one. You sent me one, didn't you? Thank you so very much. Actually, I'm going to use some now on this canopy. It's doing really well. It works really nice. It dries really beautifully clear. I mean, really beautifully clear. I'll just sort of spread it out a bit there rather than put too much on. It grips nicely, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Actually, really, every kit now, that's what I use. Okay, so it goes in there. Okay. So, it's going to be fun. Okay, oh, blister pack, yeah, excellent. It's going to be fun to see what you guys actually choose for the group builds. There is so much that you could. Just the variety is amazing, and you know, bond bugs and stuff like that, and amazing. It could be really good fun. Really good fun. Okay, I'm going to leave that on there. Leave that on there to dry, and we'll come back to that another time. There we go. It's actually constructed, and it's going to sit there and dry. There we go. Okay. I don't know what else I should do really. Should I be looking at starting something else? Should I look into starting something else? Something that's going to be fun to put together that I don't mind taking a long time, I wonder. Um, I've got an idea for something that I really want to do, but I don't know that it will. Don't know what you think. I wonder what you think. I'll go get what I'm thinking. It will take a long time to build. That's because there's a lot of parts. But I do want to build it. But I'll. One moment, just one moment. I'll get it out of the stash. Oh, it's right at the top. Okay. So, guys at Model Works are really, really nice people, and they when I did, talked about them on Monday Matters, they got in touch and said, look, thank you so much for this. We've got to be able to send you something. I said, look, I don't. That's not what I'm doing it for. It's, I said, no, I want to send you something. He said, well, look, I don't know. Anything will do. How I'm a fan of the odd things. I love odd things. So let me get this out of the way now, because we'll come back to that another time. They sent me one absolutely mad thing, which I will be doing as a kit one day, so I'm not going to tell you about that. Yeah. The other thing was this: a King Tiger egg kit. You know how much I love an egg kit. King Tiger egg kit. What do you reckon? Should I be building that next time? Once I've finished this? What do you reckon? I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. Phil, ICM paints. Yes. Here we go. I've got some. I've got some sets of them. The very, very, very nice people at ICM send me things now, and this is one of the paints from a set. If I show you what the set is, then you'll know what the kit is. And yeah, anyway. Anyway, back to yes. So ICM. I'm going to do a test on ICM paints very soon. Oh yeah, watermelon radishes. Do you know, Locha? I think Maria's just planted a row of watermelon radishes in the garden. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if the ICM are rebranded Hataka paints. However, I will find out because they are very nice people and they do answer my questions, which is really cool. Nick, a decent budget compressor. If you go to Amazon and look for TimberTech, okay, TimberTech, that's the one I use. It's I think it's about £60 or £70 or something, but it's very good. If you go, you can see videos online of them. They're actually really. It doesn't come with a tank, but you know what? I find the pressure is really quite constant anyway. Very reasonably priced, very efficient, it just works really well. So that's definitely one to look at, I would say. Defo egg type. I know egg. I love egg kits. I love egg kits. And yeah, so much. Yeah. Yeah. I have lots and lots of things. I don't get bored and stop doing them because I have to. I have to make sure that I keep producing stuff all the time. So I always have a kit of the week. Normally I try and have the kit of the following week at least started during that process. Then I normally have one or two other things in the background. So I think normally I've got about 3 or 4 projects on the go at once, but sometimes more than that. But anyway, the Lancaster egg kit, Andrew, that should be really good fun. Really, really good fun. I love them. The one that I saw one the other day, a B-24 Liberator. It just looked right as an egg kit. It just looked beautifully proportioned as an egg kit. Absolutely amazing. There's some guy on Facebook. There's a whole group that's devoted to these things, and they make the most incredible one-off kits. I mean, incredible one-off kits. They're doing a lot. So I need to get rid of this. Oh, there we go. They do a lot of like 3D print and stuff, and it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, Nick. Yeah, it's worth checking out, my friend. Do that. Yeah, the Dick Dastardly Catch the Pigeon. Yeah, that was. Oh, it was a happy days watching cartoons like that. They certainly had some sort of multiplane. It wasn't as Irby, but it was. There's one or two. There was, I think, it was. If you watch the video, see, this is how I get the viewer numbers. I keep saying, hey, by the way, if you check out the video, there was one that I think it's a Jones multiplane or something like that. It had like 7 main wings. Absolutely bizarre. And I think they were quite influenced by some of the early things. It really was really cool. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Nick, I guess it does. To be honest, I've not had a problem with it, but people tell me it does give you a smoother air delivery. Maybe it's because I'm not doing fine enough work with the airbrush where it would actually make a difference. I don't know. If you're not in the hurry, by the way, I will find out when it happens. But I know Gallery are opening a store on Amazon UK or UK and Europe or something in the not too distant future, which means you'll be able to get all their other stuff as well. So, you know, they do compressors and all sorts of other bits and pieces as well as airbrushes. Those will be coming soon. Hoping that when that comes out, I'll get one or two to review, and I can show you. Don't know when it's happening. Last time I spoke to them about it, they said it was like in the next month or two, and that was like a month or two ago. So it might be quite soon. Okay, well, I'll maybe have a look at doing this. It says fast cement-free assembly design. Well, I will actually probably use cement because I don't trust things like that without cement. But let's have a look inside it, haven't we? Oh, Ming. Yeah. God, there's a lot of it. You know, normally. No, Mark, you can't get Gary Stuff t-shirt on Amazon. If you want a Gary Stuff t-shirt, you have to go to. Currently, you have to go to a store called Redbubble. If you go to any of my recent videos and look in the information box, underneath there will be a link to Redbubble. You can buy all sorts of stuff. However, I am probably going to start doing merchandise stuff through the YouTube channel at some point, not immediately, but fairly soon. So maybe hold off. It will be way before Telford, so I can see hundreds of you wearing various bits and pieces with. Of course, I'm not going to, but there we go. But they will be available soon, I hope. Jerry, have there been any kits of HMS Triumph made? Yes, but not specifically HMS Triumph. What you need is, and I've made one, I did a blog called the 800 Squadron Project. So if you do a search for 800 Squadron Project on whatever browser you use, one of them will come up on my blog on WordPress, which is where I started all this model making stuff before I did videos. And I made a model of HMS Triumph. What it was is the Heller kit of the Aramosh the French aircraft carrier. It's in 1/400th scale, so it comes out to sort of quite, a foot and a bit long. And that's a Colossus class aircraft carrier, as was HMS Triumph light fleet carrier. Now you buy the Aerodynamics, and you buy there's a photo etch set you can get from White Ensign Models, and that gives you does all the proper aerials and masts and the crash barrier and things like that. But it also gives you the nameplates of all of the Colossus class carriers, including HMS Triumph. So yes, you can. Now also, if you go to Shapeways, which is an online 3D print store, go to the Shapeways store online, you can get in 1/400th scale a load of Ferry Firefly Mike 1s, some with wing folds, and some Seafire FR47s, again some with wing folds. So you can get the air wing and you can get the ship. You absolutely can, and I've built it. Yeah, and indeed, someone has done one in 1/700th scale. Indeed. I don't know if you can get the planes for those, or whether they come with some planes or not. The good thing is, if you do it as it was in Korea 1949 in Korea, you can paint the Union flag on the flight deck. If you have a look at Special Hobby, did a Ferry Firefly Mark 1 in Korean War colours, and the box art is from a photo, redone from a photo, and it shows you the Union flag. They painted this massive, great big Union flag on the flight deck. The reasons for that, there are many versions of the reasons for that. My dad reckons it was because there were several Colossus class carriers in the area at the time, and they wanted to make sure they landed on the right one. I'm not entirely sure. There's other things given, but it was only there for a few days before the captain said, "Oh, that was a damn stupid. Get rid of that." But there are photos. I've got a photo of it. That's on the yeah. Jerry, oh, so your dad was on it in 46. That's interesting. My dad joined Triumph in 40. I'm going to say 49. The beginning of 49, when they went off to the Far East cruise, and ended up in the Korean War. Went to Malaya and then the Korean War and all that. Dad was on he was on the Indefatigable before that, I think, from 47, and then he joined 800 Squadron in late 48, early 49, and then they went off to the Far East and all of that. Amazing. Well, Dad'd be pleased that I've spoken to someone whose dad was quite possibly a shipmate. It's a amazing thing, you see these shows about the Royal Navy, and even today, what strikes me most is the way that the guys the officers will talk to ratings. They're telling them off lightly about something. They'll say, "Right, you should." The thing is, shipmate, and even now, they're still shipmates first and foremost. The only fight my dad ever got into in a big way in the Navy was when they were ashore in the Philippines, and they wanted to go to an American club, and one of the guys on Triumph was from the West Indies, as quite a few sailors were in those times, and there was quite some fracas at, we're not allowing him in, and a big fight ensued. And Dad always says it's nothing to do with his race and all that. As far as we were concerned, it was you won't let our shipmate in. And it was like a great lesson, I thought, to all these people talking about like the way you think about racing. Back in the day, so many people were like that. They were just like, what colour you are, you're my shipmate, and that's all that matters. And they still do that, and that's lovely. So, Jerry, he went to Korea as well. Was he, if you don't mind me asking, was he with the squadrons or was he seaman with the ship? Because it'd be really interesting to know. I mean, they're not that big. There's a picture. Again, if you go on my, I wish I got paid for this, but I don't. If you go onto my blog on 800 Squadron Project, there's a photo someone sent me of Triumph going through the Suez Canal on the way back, and all the crew is like sat along the side of the ship, looking off the side of the ship. Apparently, it's because on the way through the Suez Canal, they went past an RAF base, and the picture, the father of a bloke who got in touch with me was at the RAF base and photographed every Royal Navy ship that went through the canal when he was there. One of them was Triumph, and apparently the thing was that the female staff at the airfield were having a swimming parade at the time the ship went past, so all the sailors, of course. CPO in the galley. Now, Jerry, this is interesting, mate. I'll have to ask Dad about this, but this is bizarre. He always tells me a story about this, right? That, you know, every mess, they have captain's rounds, and he goes around testing how clean the mess is, and they're always looking for faults. You haven't tidied, you haven't swept that. But every week, the best mess got a cake from the kitchen. The captain would send them a cake from the kitchen. But it was a proper pain in the backside keeping it all that spotless. So Dad's idea, his cousin used to send him all these sort of fashion magazines from, they used to buy them in London, then bundle them up and send them out to the ship. Dad would then take them to the leading steward of the mess, the wardroom, sorry, not the mess, the wardroom. The wardroom's leading steward. He would swap. Dad would give him the magazines because the captain liked the wardroom looking as if his officers were sophisticates and of the elite, and having Parry match and all these things on it. Looked wonderful when the Admiral visited, don't you know? So they were into all of that. The mess steward, senior mess steward, then give Dad a few bottles of gin as a swap, because, you know, things get dropped, things get broken, things get lost on the accounts. Dad would then take that to the galley and swap it with someone there for a cake every week. So then he could take a cake back to his mess and say, boys, don't break your backs over this. Make it tidy. Let them find something wrong, because you know an officer loves to find something wrong. But then we don't have to go absolutely mental cleaning stuff up. The officers are happy because they found a mistake, and we still get a cake every week. Everyone's a winner. And he tells me that's what he did. I would love it if that was your dad, Jerry. I would have loved it if that was your dad. I will ask him whether it was the CPO, the Master Jippo, we always used to call them, in the galley about that. I'll be seeing him soon. I will ask him. That would just be quite bizarre if he did. In fact, amazing. In fact, just the other day, actually, I went to see him just the other day, and he was panicking because he couldn't find his medals. He wants to make sure that I get his medals, and he said he doesn't actually want them in the house anymore. So he's going to give them to me, and I can look after them. I got them remounted for him and found that he actually was owed a couple of extra ones and all that sort of stuff, and photographed him at Yeovilton in front of a Spitfire 17. But wow, Jerry, that would be, yeah, please do message me. That would be just hilarious if that was the same bloke. Wow, incredible. Yeah. If I remember, I'll try and find some pictures of that I did. But yeah, definitely, if you look at do a search for 800 Squadron projects, as I say, on the WordPress, all the things there, and you'll go there and just keep scrolling down. And eventually, you'll find HMS Triumph, and it's a 1/400th header kit, and there's loads of them available second hand, loads of them. Yeah, it's seeing the medals that our predecessors have won and have handed down is a real connection to something that's actually very emotional. I've got a couple of my granddad, my dad's father, my paternal grandfather, was in the Royal Artillery, and he was on the second day of D-Day. I think he was. I think he was doing something to do with the Mulberry Harbours. I don't quite know why, but he was. He was a little bit too old to be serving at that time, though, because he joined the army just after the First World War. But he then got in, involved and got swept along with the whole thing, and ended up, serving. And again, and he's got his Second World War, the 1930-1945 medal, and the France and Germany Star. I'm pretty sure he's drew another medal from the Second World War, because I think there were three. A bit like in the First War, you got the Pipsqueak and Wilfrid. I think in the Second World War there were three that pretty much everyone got. Well, there's two that pretty much everyone got, and then a third one was really about where you served, be the Burma Star or France and Germany Star or Atlantic Star, well, whatever, all these different things. But he started out when he joined the artillery in 1919. One of the first things he did was he was posted to the mule artillery that served in India and Afghanistan and up on the Hindu Kush, Khyber Pass and all that sort of stuff. And he's definitely should have got a medal for that. There's definitely a campaign medal for that. So I'm going to do a bit of research into him and see where else he served and see what else he should have. And then when I've got all that together, I'll get these bundled together and get them remounted. So I remember my granddad. He died in about 1970, but I got quite vivid memories of him. He's an interesting guy, really interesting guy. But yeah, it is very emotional. It's a link to. It also reminds you that it wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't that long ago. There's still plenty of people who served in the Second World War still going. There's plenty of, like, the generation before that. There's thousands and thousands who served in that war. So it really isn't that distant, and it's quite humbling actually at times when you hold these things and think, Jesus, that really wasn't long ago. One of the things he's got is a coronation medal as well from '53. Jerry, I would like that. I'd love to see that. And I'll send you back a picture of my dad with his as well. Simon, yeah, sorry to see you, mate. See you go, but glad you could join in. That's really cool. Really happy. Along the way, I saw the Chronoplan. I think mentioned. I think is that Zvezda. Yeah. Did it. I think Mini Art might have done it. The Ukrainian company. I think you think is Mini Art. I think they did one in 144th from memory. Oh, Tobruk and Alamein. Goodness me. Those were hard days. These were ordinary people. I don't mean that in a disparaging way. These were just everyday people going around their lives every day, and they get called up and they go to do these amazing and scary and awful things. It's very, very humbling. Very humbling. Oh, I need a drink now. Aeromobile Lynx Mark 1. Oh, goodness. Oh, Mr. Craft. I've heard so many things about Mr. Craft. I keep looking at them and think, oh yeah, I'll have to give that a go. And maybe I won't, actually. There we go. Tacom. That's who I was thinking. Dave, thank you very much. Tacom. Yes, it was there. Jerry, it's so good you could join in. And yeah, do get in touch very, very soon. And I'll ask Dad if he can remember CPO and see if we can find out what happened from that. That'd be really good. Finsbury Phil, I really enjoyed seeing you too, mate. Thanks so much. Nick, you're very right. Ordinary heroes, if there could ever be such a thing. There are ordinary people, everyday people who ended up as heroes. Every one of them, every single one of them. You know, some of them ended up with medals, some of them didn't. But you know, you put on the uniform, you're a hero. End of story. End of story. Amazing people, all of them. And you know what? The thing I've enjoyed most recently is being finally giving myself the time and my dad the time just to listen to his stories, listen to his recollections. A lot of just seems. He always says that the Navy was the best time of his life. He had the most fun of his life. You know, it's worth listening to everything they've got to say about it because it's living history. Is amazing. Living history is phenomenal. Really is. Oh wow. Yeah. Drive Monty around. Oh goodness, I bet that was a laugh driving around Montgomery. My God, he could be a fiery little devil, couldn't he? Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, this is what I'm going to be. Yeah, I'm going to do this. This is what I'll do. I'll finish paint. I'll paint the when it's all set nicely and all that. I'll paint the TIE Fighter next time, and then after that, I'm going to start on this egg King Tiger with the Porsche turret, of course. That'd be fun. That'd be a laugh. Oh, look at some of these charts. I don't think I've ever built a Meng anything so far, so I'm looking forward to that. That'd be good. Yeah. Oh, there's all sorts of interesting. There's bits of rubber. I suppose that's for the tracks. Hey, you don't even have to join the tracks together. The tracks are already there. Yeah. Oh dear. Paul, Devonshire. Well, I hope I do the Devonshire good credit, mate. Really do. Oh, Campbelltown and Vanguard. Submarines. Yeah. Actually, that could be fun. Yeah, submarines, my God. Amazing. Amazing on those things. Yes, staying under for months and months. Ugh, not for me. Not for me. Nick, I'd love to make it a 4-hour Saturday afternoon show. However, first of all, well, no, Saturday morning I tend to do the supporter special for all my channel supporters. So the afternoon would be great, except I'm normally up to my neck in the kit of the week and editing the kit of the week before Sunday, which of course is when I do Monday Matters. Would be a great idea. But hey, who knows? Maybe we can figure out something. We can figure out something. Oh, Michael, that's terrible. You might be able to get them reissued. You know, have a look into that. You might be able to get them reissued. You should do, if you like. You really should do. Yeah, that's really sad. It's really sad. Navigator in Stirling. Jesus, Richard, that's some old beast of a plane to be a Naval. Yeah. That's the thing, you see. You couldn't live with the guilt of it. You know, it's as much as it's difficult for us to think about what they went through at the time, it's also really difficult to imagine what they went through afterwards. As you say, the guilt, and you know, not everyone's going to say, "Oh, you shouldn't feel guilty. It's war, and they did this, and you were just doing that, and that was the only way we could do it." But don't make a difference to some people. Really, will just think, "Yeah, that's all very well, but you know, this is what I did, and I'm really, really ashamed of it." And it's so sad. Um, you know, it's it's a pity there wasn't more sort of mental health support after the war. You know, I didn't really know much about it in those days, obviously, but you know, it would have helped so many people because you know that's such a traumatic thing. Uh, Terrible, absolutely terrible. See, that should never have happened, Richard. That should never have happened. He should have had support and should have been able to find coping mechanisms for that. Oh dear. 50th Division. Oh yeah, yeah, 50th Division. Good God. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's incidentally, this whole mental health thing is why it's really good if you can do anything with models for heroes and help out in any way with them. You know, send them stuff, send them your spare flying hours tokens. If you've got, you know, any duplicate kits in your stash and you think, oh, yeah, I can't be asked putting that on eBay or whatever, send it to them. There'll be a veteran who can make it, and they do wonderful work, truly wonderful work, helping veterans who are suffering mental health issues. They have mental health issues as a result of their service, not just the military services, also first responders like the police and fire service and ambulance service and so on and so forth. Um, they need a lot of support, and frankly, I don't get enough of it. And yeah, it's if you can help them out in any way, then please do, please do. You can find a link to them. Any of my videos underneath the link. There's a Models for Heroes link. I will probably actually do a video about them later in the year because I really love what they do. Dane, lovely to see you, my dear friend. Great to catch up. I'll see you very soon, I hope. Hear from you soon. Yeah, Richard, that old Airfix Sterling's actually pretty good kit, and you know, for its age, and absolutely, what a great tribute to him. Really nice, really nice. Well done you, well done you. Galaxy pilot in the Vietnam War, jeez. Galaxy, wow. That's a beast of a thing to fly, isn't it? Right, so yeah, I mean normally when I look at an egg kit, I see like 20 parts for the whole thing, and this is a little bit more complex. It's quite a lot more parts, but I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Never done an egg vehicle before, so I'll give it a shot. I think so. What I'll do next time, I'll get it all cleaned up and primed and all that for not next time, next time I'll be finishing the X-Wing fighter and painting it, and after that I'll start on this egg kit. How about that? I feel strangely achieved. Feels like I've actually achieved something tonight. Made a decision about something. Almost knocked over my lights as well. So I'm putting into this one. Yeah, so egg kit. Fantastic. I love egg kits. As I say, I'm going to see the guys that Model Works on Monday, so that'd be cool. I'll tell them they're going to be featured every month. They do look like fun. You know, we do forget something. We do forget the fun sometimes. You know, fun, and I think we need to reignite the fun sometimes. Okay. So, Richard, yeah, absolutely, they do. You know, everyone, no matter what your situation in life, there's things that bother you, worry you. God knows plenty of people got a lot to worry about this day and age, and everything. And it's just a great diversion activity. It's great diversion to create something as well. Create something you can be proud of, and just to while away the hours without worrying about it. Just switch off for a little while. Brilliant. That's what I love about this hobby. It is, even for me, well, it's my livelihood. It's my business. It's what I do. Even I just love getting together and putting stuff together and making things. I get to make insane things like that Zerby air sedan. It's absolutely bonkers, but it was fun, and it's great fun. Paul, good to see you, mate. Excellent. Thank you so much for dropping by. Andrew, doing a 1/835th diorama with 8. Oh, the Stuart, like honey, fantastic, lovely. Yes, Rob, I have glued 4 parts together, and you can tell how long this bleeding tank is going to take, can't you? Do I remember when Airfix did dinosaurs and wildlife? Yes, I do. I do remember them. I remember all sorts of things. I remember the 54mm military figures as well. I made a Lancer, I think, a French Lancer. They had things like bullfinches, chaffinches, or something like that, and dinosaurs. The dinosaurs have been more interesting actually now because of the way that knowledge of paleontology has progressed considerably, and the idea that dinosaurs actually could possibly have had quite complex colouring patterns on them, and maybe even feathers and stuff like that. It would be an interesting, different thing to do these days, but it'd be cool. It'd just be really cool. The Beagle Basset, oh, it's a lovely thing. It's really nice. Yeah, they do say that the kits are skill level 1, and to be fair, they probably are, but they were designed in a time when expectations were somewhat less. Technology was somewhat less as well. It wasn't as good, and so getting the sort of result that we are used to today involved a lot more work than it does today, if you see what I mean. If they made a kit of the Commonwealth Boomerang now in 1/72, it would presumably go together pretty well, and it would fit nicely, and everything would just be beautiful. Back in the day, raised panel lines, raised rivets, and all the rest of it made life really, really tricky. Really tricky, but I think they're great. I love them. I really do. John, yeah, hope to see you at Telford too. Remember, do if you are there and you see me, do just say hi. Say hi. I'm John. How are you? That's grand. That'd be great to see you. Great to catch up. Henriette and Anne Boleyn. Yeah, Rob, in the store, the tool store where they had the fairy Rotodyne, they also had Napoleon and Queen Victoria. Yeah, just saying. I'm not saying they bring them back, but they had the tooling there. Who knows? One day they might do them. Andrew. That's nice. Nice of you to say you're part of Gary's stuff. Of course, you are all part of Gary's stuff. Let's be quite clear about that. Good. I hope it was good fun there. They're just lovely guys. I mean, they're just really devoted to the hobby as well. Like, as I say, like James Skiffins at sprewbox.co.uk. These are guys who are properly model makers. They're properly into the hobby. They understand the hobby and they know the hobby. And they are becoming that sort of... They're recreating the hobby stores that a lot of us remember from our youth. I remember there was one at a big crossroads at a place called North Sheen. And on the corner of the two main roads was the hobby shop I used to go to, and there's all the Airfix kits and all that sort of stuff. And the guy there really knew his stuff, and I was young, I was, 12, 13 years old, and he'd be, showing me kits that would be useful and stuff like that, and then say, well, this was, but maybe that's too much for your pocket money. But this one's really good, and that's probably how much pocket money would you want to spend, and you give them a price. Okay, we can do this, that, and it was really helpful, really encouraging, and really informative. And you kind of think that's what the hobby needs. There is a lot of there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of stuff. There's just a lot of stuff that you can buy. It's like doing photography. You go into a camera store. There's just so much stuff you can buy. And you think, well, how much of this is actually do I need to start with, and then you can expand and like you buy your starter kit from Airfix, and it's got a brush and some paints. And the paints, sorry Humbrol, but the paints are normally pretty ropey, and you really should be priming it. So you think, oh, I need some primer, and maybe you buy a Humboldt primer, or maybe you get a regular plastic primer or whatever. But you're probably going to go to a model store, and you might get a bit of Humboldt primer, and you might get this, you might get a different paintbrush. And the people there will talk to you about, well, what are you trying to do? Okay, well, maybe this will help you. This. And then you can make your kit, and you go back, no, I wasn't really happy with all this. It was happy enough, but this, I wish I could have done this better. And then maybe well, yeah, well, you can. This is the way to do it. Or watch this YouTube video, that'll tell you how to do that. They're a really good source of information, a really good source of encouragement. And even now, at our, speaking for myself entirely here, my advanced age, there's still things that I think, well, I wonder how I'm going to do that, and I use YouTube. And it'd be nice to go to something like ModelWorks and chat with people. To be fair, the guys up by the RAF Museum, Hatton's, they're actually pretty good. The guys in there are really good, chatty. That's more like a model store. It's really nice. Oh, hi, Jules. Hey, it's no problem. If you're working, that's fine. You could have thrown a sickie and came home earlier, but that's fine. Not everyone can do that, so that's fine. Glad you could make it. That's really, actually quite grateful. 9:30, you come in from work. The last thing you should probably be doing is watching me talk a load of nonsense on the internet. But thank you for doing that nonetheless. It's very good to see you. Have I ever been to a wargamer show like Bolt Action? I used to go to, was it called Salute or something like that? There was a show, it used to be held in Kensington years back. I haven't been to that for a very, very, very long time. I'm going to say almost 30 years, maybe. They were interesting. Wargaming, like model making, is such a vast range of things. I used to do Napoleonics, 15 mil or 18 mil Napoleonics. In fact, got some. It's a rifleman here. I won't focus probably. Rifle, cornet player, bugler. There's a few other riflemen up there. I've got a regiment of what are they? Portuguese regiment of Portuguese infantry to paint at some point as well, and base and all that. It's still something I like doing. I like painting them, and then I sell them. But yeah, I did used to go there. The slightly weird thing was the guy I was going with used to be in the Guards. He was a bandsman in the Guards. He wasn't a soldier as such. It was in the days when the bandsman wore a suit most of the time and put on the red uniform for formal occasions and all that. He wasn't actually a combat person as such. It's a few years back. And anyway, we went there, and there was some bloke there saying, did you ever serve? And this, and my friend said, yeah, I was in the Guards. Oh, would you like to join the 14th Panzer Sturmbanndivision? It was like a Second World War reenactor who was playing the Germans. Um, no, thank you. I'd rather not be a stormtrooper. That's all the same to you. Thanks for offering, though. Very kind of you, but no, no. I'm busy at weekends. Weird. But having said that, there's a lot of people with some really, really deep knowledge of military history there, and they're really interesting guys. And the actual wargaming side of stuff was brilliant. I used to really enjoy that. Really enjoy that. Chores, that's exactly right, mate. I try and say that myself. Um, I don't. I build the kits and I try and say that this happens and this is a way around it, or I've done this. You might do the same thing. This is how you can get around it. But no, I'm not telling you how to do stuff ever. Yeah, I'm. I always say if you're happy to put something on a shelf or a mantelpiece or something, and then someone comes and says, "Oh, did you make that?" and you say, "Actually, yes, I did," and you feel proud about it. Job done. End of. I don't care. That is all that matters. If you're happy with what you build, that's all that matters. I met at Telford a lovely guy with his young daughter, and she was like about 10 or something. She watches the channel, and not all the time, obviously, you get bored to death, but she just finished a Hawk. I think she did the NHS Hawk, and she painted it in all sorts of colours. And I thought that's exactly actually what Airfix wanted you to do when they did the NHS Hawk. So why not? If you want to build a Spitfire and paint it in pink and have unicorns on it, then that's what you do. And if you're happy with the result, then you're happy with the result, and don't let anyone tell you it's wrong or it shouldn't be that way. That is nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. So yeah, there's no right or wrong in my world. You're either happy with it or you're not. If you're not happy with it, there are loads of people there to help you figure out how to make you happy with it, and that's what it's all about. There are still people that take the mickey out of you, mate, but it's more for them basically. You know, they're the ones with the problem in their lives. If they feel they have to do that, whatever, not my problem. Has Airfix changed the content of the aircraft mystery box? If it's gone up in price, then yes, they will have done. They won't tell me obviously what they've done, but yeah, generally they do try and rotate the content, probably depending on what stock levels are. Frankly, what they want to shift, they will make a decision every 6 months to a year and just say, right, we're going to change the mystery box and we'll put this in instead of that. And if they need to, then they'll change the price as well, obviously. But yeah, they will have done. Yeah, Portugal and UK, the longest military partnership. Indeed so. Indeed so. Great troops, the Portuguese, fought with some distinction in the Peninsula Campaign against Napoleon. Well, against Napoleon's armies. Napoleon was too busy in Russia getting his what's it kicked to actually be in Spain for most of the time. But yeah. Spitfires on recon aircraft. Yeah, actually, Jake, I know that, mate, because my 124 Spitfire is pink, but there's no unicorns on it. That, I think, was the difference. It's got standard RAF roundels, not unicorns. But, had I done that, I would say, that's just what I wanted to do. Good. Oh, varnish. That's a tricky one. I've had a lot of trouble with varnish. Just quickly. Yeah, the 176 and 172nd, I think 176, someone will know for sure, but I think 176 was something to do with matching it with probably I think like the railway HO00 size, because they're not exactly 172nd, whereas 172nd and 48th and 24th, they're like inch multiples. So 72nd is 1 inch equals 6 feet, and so on and so forth. Don't know why 155th. Oh, sorry, 135th. I guess I've no idea. I have no idea. Adam, thank you. Yeah, it is 00 railway scale, so it matches up. it is an issue, especially for dioramas. But what can you do? I guess you just hope that people will make enough stuff in the different scales to match up with it all. I know I've got some moustache bits itchy here. Sorry. Um, I've got some planes that have got figures on what 1/48, and then you kind of think, it'd be really nice if I could have that vehicle as well, or that you'll notice that a few aircraft are now available in 1/35 to match up with diorama sets of trucks and vehicles and stuff. Yeah. Okay, Alclad. I've never used Alclad. Oh, sorry, there's a cat trying to get up there. I've never used Alclad for varnish. Varnish, yes, varnish, right. The one I use, if I can find it, yeah. For gloss, I use this one, the Army Painter one. It's an acrylic, and I use it through the airbrush, and I think it works very nicely. You do have to let it down with thinner, and you do have to add a bit of flow improver so it doesn't set in the nozzle, but that's very good. For matte, I use this, the Winsor & Newton Galleria acrylic. I like that. Again, same thing, have to use an acrylic thinner, and you have to use the flow improver, but I like that. Hi Lee, by the way, good to see you, mate. What else? I haven't yet tried the ICM one that comes with the sets of paints they've been sending me. Haven't tried that. I have in the past tried the Vallejo ones, couldn't get them to work for me. Other people swear by them, I couldn't get them to work. I also have used the Humbrol spray cans in the past, and they were good, but it's an expensive way, it's quite a wasteful thing. So I use now the Army Painter one for the gloss coat, so that's before I put the decals on and things like that. Give it another coat, this, do whatever washing and stuff that I need, then either a satin or normally matte finish. If I need a satin finish, I'll only do like 1 or 2 coats of this. If I need a proper matte coat, I'll probably do 3 coats of this, and that will give a decent matte finish. So those are the ones I use. I hear very good things about VMS varnishes as well, by the way. Haven't tried them myself, so I will do. I'll be trying more and more of these things as time goes on, partly because I'm always on the lookout for ones that work properly, and also because, it's another video to make and share the information. I get the time and the leisure to be able to spend the time to try these things out, so hopefully that will work. Yeah, cool. The BF109 1/48 Airfix. Yeah, that was what was it? That was the one that they also had the captured British scheming, because I've built one of those. Mate, my Neil gave me one of those a few years back now. In fact, again, it's on my WordPress blog, 800 Squadron Project. I'm sure it's in there as a diversion that I had one weekend. Yeah, it's good. Oh, Adam, you've used that unthinned. What, this Galleria stuff? Oh my goodness. Alright, I might try. You say you use a higher PSI, but do you also use a bigger needle, so the 1/2 mil, the 0.5 needle and nozzle? Let me know. Because I do like this stuff, really do, and it's not massively expensive compared to other. It is to buy it, but it's like 1/4 of it. It's 250 mil. That lasts a long time. Pledge for gloss. Yeah, a lot of people. There was that stuff everyone used to dip canopies in it, didn't they? Never got around to doing that. I'll have to try that one day, actually. Realistic rust on the kits. Oh, there's a whole. That's a whole thing. That it's a mixture of it kind of depends on the effect you're after. If you're after like the effect of something that's really, really rusted, then you're probably getting into powders and a medium to make the powder stick, so it sticks out from the surface a bit more. If it's just a bit of rust, then there's powders, and you can use chipping solutions to make chips in the paint, and then dab powders around. The Humbrol ones are actually quite good. I'll have a look in here. Have a look in my effects drawer. In here, what have I got? I've got all sorts of stuff, actually. Yeah, there's rust washes you can use. It depends on the degree of rust that you want to do. You can also airbrush rust colours on things, particularly things like exhaust silencers on tanks. You can use rust colours and grade the lighter and darker colours in with the background camouflage. That looks really cool. But there's all sorts. There's all sorts of different things you can try. To be honest, the best thing I can suggest, Jake, is try it out on YouTube. Have a look on YouTube and see rust effects on models and see what's there. You might find there's someone who's doing something with cars, classic cars, doing on a rusty old car that produces a technique, and you think actually that would really well work on armour or on a plane or whatever. That might be worth doing. But yeah, have a look. Ammo makes some real rust products. Yes, they do indeed. Ammo do a lot of really cool stuff actually. I've used actually some other paints I've started using. I couldn't get Vallejo didn't do chromite yellow, the yellow primer colour. So I got some from Ammo by MiG, and they were really good. So I've been using a few of their paints as well recently, trying a few things. It looks like glass from Deluxe Materials. Okay, I'll look into that. If you're going to put varnish on a model, yeah, Cliff, if you possibly can, really, if you've got an airbrush, so just blast it over with an airbrush as well to get any dust off. And then, if you can, as soon as you put the varnish on it, put it somewhere that's not going to gather dust. So into a box, in a drawer, anywhere where it's not going to get dusty. Briefly, because yeah, it's just going to bond to it. Dust is the bane of my life in here, for many reasons, not least of which is it's quite dusty and there are cats. There's always bits of stuff in the air here. Dust is a real problem for me. But yeah, if you want a proper finish, especially on gloss, then you need to have somewhere where you can put it to dry and to cure, where it's not going to get dusty. Yeah, I know some people, especially doing cars, they get these little acrylic display cabinets. They use those, so they put the model in as soon as it's varnished. They put it in there, put the cabinet on, and that's that. Okay, just use a 0.3 mil needle. Okay, I'll give it a go. Just push up the pressure and see how it goes. Okay, thanks Adam. I'll try that. As I say, I normally do let it down about 20 to 30% of thinner to do it. But oh yeah, give it a go. Always good to try new things, I think. Okay. Oh, still got some beer left. How wonderful. So, what is coming up? Yeah, tomorrow is the inspiration box from spruebox.co.uk, opening that one that's just arrived. I really should actually get moving with the other two that I've already got. I'm having trouble catching up with. I'm a little way ahead. I've done the box opening and most of the history, and I've shot about 2/3 of next week's kit of the week. So that's cool. That's going to be fun. That's a nice kit. It's a really nice kit. Maybe make a start on the one after that. As I say, I'm going to Model Works on Monday, so I can pick up some paints while I'm there. Send a bit of custom their way while I'm at it. And yeah, then just sort of cracking on with more builds. Yeah, exactly. See, Bobby, I'm still getting on with that MiG-21. The thing is, I do, because of various things, not least of which my dad looking after him from time to time. What I'm trying to do is just get several kits ahead of schedule, so that if I need to take time off for a while, then I can still keep the content coming, which is very, very important to me. So it might be that the MiG-21 will pop up at a later date as a kit build. It should, but it is being built. I've got one. I've also got a 1/72 one to build as well. So I will be getting on with them, and it will be coming up soon. Don't worry. By the way, that's why I got the paint I was showing you earlier, the emerald green. That's of course interior green in Soviet aircraft, and there's which one? There's another one here. Yeah, radome and wheel hub green for Soviet aircraft as well. So that's cool. It will be. It is in production. I promise you. Lee, great to see you too. Thanks very much, mate. So good to see you. Thanks, Rob. Lovely to see you too. Hey, it's my pleasure. I was absolutely fine. Lee, don't worry about caps lock, mate. I don't take it as you shouting. Do not worry about it. Really, do not worry about it. Yeah. Thank you, Bobby. I do my best, mate. I just try my best. I hope it's entertaining as well. You know, it's very easy for me to sort of sit here and make models and say, "Oh, you should do this," and don't try that. Or if you break this, and there's one of these, and you can do it that. I just try and have a laugh as well, and I hope you do too. That's just because it's got to be alive. It's got to be fun. It's got to be fun. That sort of thing. Thank you very much, George. I enjoy it. Enjoy it. Yeah, so there's going to be plenty coming up in the next few weeks. So it's going to be really interesting. There's one or two other sort of surprise things that will be coming that are going to be really interesting. Really interesting. Thanks, Bobby. Sean, good to see you too, mate. Thanks for dropping by. Ria, you know, that's one of those. Rod International 82 is one of those things one day I will have to go to. I used to go years and years ago when it was at Greenham Common. I used to go to it. Now I haven't been to it at Telford. One day I will definitely have to go. I'll get my mate Neil to organise us, and we'll go up there one day. That'd be fantastic. Thanks, Andrew. Great to see you. Thank you, Chris. Good to see you. Good to see you, Jake. Thank you, Reaper55. I enjoy making them, which is the thing. Yeah, Ria. It used to be so good, and yeah, as you say, having seen an ME-262 flying. Oh my goodness, the things that are getting airborne again is amazing. Yeah, Paul, that's fine. He's fine. He's just 92 and generally not well. So you know, anything can happen. And he don't look after himself as much as he should. But He's fine. He's fine. He's okay. He just needs a bit of, every now and again, a little bit of care and attention, and it can take a bit, because it's a long journey. It's like 2 hours each way to go over. So it'd be a day out, and then of course you could get behind with the build schedule, so I get way ahead of it, and then no problem, absolutely no problem. Nick, well, thank you, mate. I mean, if anyone should be thanking anyone, it's me thanking you for sending me some amazing stuff. That Zerbia sedan, gee, what a great fun thing to do. Amazing. Ferry, so glad you could join us, man. So very, very glad you could join us. Yeah, so it's kind of 10 o'clock. I should probably, a meteor as well. Oh God, making me really jealous. I should get back to doing. Should I do it? No, I'm not going to do any editing. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to go downstairs and watch a bit of TV, maybe crack a bottle of wine with my dear wife and a bit of chocolate, whatever. Just relax and get ready for the rigours of tomorrow. Guys, thank you all so very, very much for joining me. Thank you so very, very much for supporting the channel. I know some of you do it in concrete ways, but a lot of you do it in, and I've said it before, sometimes on this channel it's hard work. I won't shy away from it. It's fun. It is a lot of fun, but there are days when it's really hard, when you're editing for a long time and all that. And just to get a thumbs up from you guys now and again is support, really. It's fantastic. So thank you all for dropping by. Thank you all for your support, and do please come back and keep watching the channel, because there's some really cool stuff happening soon, and I've told you that before, but I'll tell you again, there will be some really cool stuff coming up. Thank you so very, very much. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.